term came, that was liberalization, right? So let us understand what is liberal nationalism, right? So the people, those who believe, those who were of liberation after the defeat of Napoleon, conservatives, they wanted the previous kind of government and the monarchy system was reinstalled, but still there were people who were liberal, they believed in liberal nationalism. So let us understand what was there. They believed in the ideal of the national unity. Whereas if we talk about monarchy, they don't believe in the national unity because different monarchs live in different area. Then according to liberals, the meaning of liberal is freedom, right? So they wanted freedom, individual freedom. Apart from that, equality from all before the laws. They wanted equality. But when we talk about in the terms of French Revolution, there we found that equality was there, they got, but the suffrage, universal suffrage wasn't there. As we know that only the men who owned property, they were only allowed to vote. But the men, those who was not property owner as well as women, were deprived from the voting right. So there, in that terms, they do not believe in the equality in the terms of voting, right? And even liberals, they believe in the owning of the property. Then comes the liberals wanted the end of autocracy, that they don't want a government of monarch. Then they also discarded birth privileges and should be abolished. Then they believe, now when we talk about liberalization in economics, so in economic term, that is the freedom of market. We have seen that there was no freedom of market. There was lot of restrictions imposed on the traders to sell their goods from one place to another. Apart from that, there were so many currencies that it was very difficult every time to change, exchange and to give the tariff. So that was also liberal. People wanted that there should be a freedom in economy, freedom of market and the abolition of state imposed restrictions and the taxes imposed on that. So in 1834, Zollverein was formed to abolish tariffs as tariff barrier and the currency. So many currencies were there, approximately 30 currencies were there. So that was reduced to only 2 currencies, which made lot of freedom and liberty in doing the trade. Lot of people got freedom to do the trade. On the contrary to liberalism, there was conservatism. After 1815, what happened after 1815? What happened in 1815? Napoleon Bonaparte was killed. So after him, the conservatives, they wanted to re-establish the things they wanted. Like you can say, they wanted to establish traditional institution of state and society. They wanted whatever the traditional things were there, conservatives wanted to bring it back. We are all undo it, which was taken away by Napoleon as well as with the revolutionaries in France. You can see here what they wanted. They wanted to reinstall monarchy. They wanted the church system back, the pope of the church, that thing should be returned back. Then social hierarchy, like we have seen in France, clergy, nobility and the other people. So this social hierarchy of the people, restricted people to the higher level, that should be maintained. Then they also wanted people to own property, right? Then comes to the family. For example, you must have noticed that in the French Revolution, Bourbon family, the royal family was overthrown. So these conservatives, they wanted that, like that, so many families, royal families were there, so they wanted to reinstall them. So all these are the state and the society, they wanted these institutions to bring it back. So what happened? The European power, what Britain, Russia, Prussia and Austria, they met at Vienna, right? For what they met and they were hosted by the Austrian Chancellor, Duke Metternich, right? So there they met, he hosted the Congress in 1815 to sign a treaty, that was the Treaty of Vienna. What was the objective of this treaty? To settle down Europe after the death of Napoleon. As Napoleon has conquered so many places, so to settle down all that, they have met and signed the Treaty of Vienna in 1815. Now let us study about the Treaty of Vienna, right? the Treaty of Vienna. It was signed in 1850, right? Among the European power, Britain, Russia and Austria. Because all of them with a combined force they had defeated Napoleon. So they wanted to reset entire Europe according to their conservative ideas. Right? So let us see what is the main point or major points of Treaty of Vienna. Number one, it is that the Bourbon family was restored. As I told you that they wanted the traditional pattern, so the monarchy system should come back again. So what happened? They have restored Bourbon family in France once again. Right? Then we have seen that Napoleon was the emperor of France and he has only tried to capture his part of Europe. So, lot of extension, lot of territories Napoleon had, and so France lost these in that treaty all the territories which was annexed by Napoleon. All those territories were again given back to the particular ruler, or it was taken away from the France. Then there was the chances in the future maybe France can expand. So what they have done in the third point is that series of states were set up at the French boundaries, right? Why? So that France may not expand. Maybe some another ruler may not come and expand the territories. So these are the 3 points. Now, because the 4 countries they have combined, have fought this war and they got the victory. So all of them need certain benefits, right? It was not only one. So in that, Russia was given the important new territories of the western frontier. As I told you that many new territories were set up at the French border. So at the western frontier, what happened? The new territories was given to Russia. Then Austria was also the one of the alliance. So Austria got the northern Italy. North Italy was given to Austria. Then Napoleon has made 39 federation states of Germany, right? So, but these in Treaty of Vienna, that was remained as it is. So it was untouched. This point was untouched, that the Germans, 39 German states were as it is, right? After that, now Russia was also the part of, they also want certain things. So in East, Russia was given the part of Poland, right? And in the East only, Russia got Saxony, this was also a part of a little portion of this country in the East only. So this is how in Treaty of Vienna we have seen all the countries, those who have participated, they got certain benefit. Overall, if you see, that was their monarchy system as well as the things which conservatives wanted, all of them were reinstalled, and this is how we can see that the Treaty of Vienna. After signing the Treaty of Vienna, certain more things were imposed on the people. Like conservatives, they wanted to reinstall the monarchy system or the social hierarchy of the people. At the same time, they all have imposed the censorship so that none of the revolutionaries or the liberal people can again broke out certain revolutions. So for the safer side, they have imposed the censorship and people were not allowed to speak anything against. So at that time, the people who were liberals, they find it very much difficult, and the revolutionaries, they also felt it much difficult to put up the ideas. So what happened? First of all, let us know what revolutionary wanted and why they find it difficult. So for solving the problem, what they started doing, as openly they were, because of the censorship, they were not able to spread their ideas among the people. So because of the censorship, so what they did, they started the secret societies, right? And the aim of those societies were first to spread the idea of nationalism. As we know, liberals wanted nationalism. So to spread the idea of nationalism, then next is oppose monarchy. Again, because they will oppose monarchy, so how it is possible that they are openly going to discuss on all these things as censorship was there. So they have to do everything in a very secret state. As we have already discussed, nation state used to share the common identity like common language, common flag, common anthem, so many things they wanted, and even the culture they wanted to share in common. But when we talk about monarchy system, then it is not possible because different territories, different areas were ruled by different royal families or different monarchs. So it was not possible. But the revolutionaries wanted to install these things, right? So there was very famous revolutionary we are going to talk about, Joseph Mazzini, right? There were so many revolutionaries, but let us know about one as an example. He was an Italian revolutionary, right? And he was a member of the secret society known as Carbonari, right? He was a member of the secret society Carbonari, and he has formed the two secret societies, his own two secret societies. One was Young Italy, which was in Marseilles. Then another was Young Europe, which was in Berlin. Right? These two secret societies was formed by Joseph Mazzini, and his objective was he believed in the unification of Italy, that he wanted Italy as a nation state. So this is how we see that the contribution of revolutionaries still, in spite of lot of censorship, still revolutionaries kept on working to bring nationalism in Europe.